Yo, what up? Good morning, GM. Tuesday, woohoo, baby. Oh my Lord, December 17th, 2020. Ooh. Look at that, another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house, Tyler, Mando. Good morning, boys. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I mean, I woke up to 300 grand for owning a JPEG. Can't complain. you know, Bitcoin all-time high. Pengu's doing great. It's a big day. It's a beautiful day. Luca's on the way. He's a little busy right now. He should be here in about 15-20 minutes. But it's definitely a great day today to be in this space. Tyler, I mean, you're dripped out. You got the penguin background. You got the penguin hoodie. You got the penguin hat. I mean, how you doing today?
Yeah, I guess we're rocking triple merch: hat, hoodie, and toy here today. It's a big day. It's a big day for everyone. I will say, I'm feeling a little bit different. So, have you ever been in a situation where you won a big playoff game, but you couldn't really celebrate because the goal wasn't to win the playoff game. The goal was to win the championship. I feel like that's where we're at. Today is a big day, but the goals are higher than this. So it's soft celebration, but we still have a way to go.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, look, I think this thing is still underway, right? So obviously, Pengu hour today, as Luca's going to join, and obviously that's kind of the big thing happening in the space right now. It's not like Bitcoin's at $108,000, right? That's just like a side thing going on at the same time as we're talking. But anyways, as usual, for the new listeners in here, because we have obviously some listeners coming in for Luca, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitter broadcast, we're live on video every single day. We're gonna post you guys all of that in a second on the timeline. Luca's gonna join us on video as well in 23 minutes normally. So should be a banger of an episode. So anyways, today on the show today, let's talk markets. Let's talk Pengu, obviously. I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts, expectations. No Friday night on the stream, Mando, we talked about it a lot, about how we expected the open. Clearly, it opened bigger than what most people thought. I think we were in the 1 to 2 billion range. It was about a $4 to $5 billion open. So let's see where it goes with that. And then, obviously, Tyler's topics. Let's see what Tyler has in store for us today. Topic wise, obviously think it's going to be heavily Pengu related. And then obviously we have a loot box spin. I mean, we are Tuesday after all. And hey, I'm just going to stack this up with Penguin. So maybe someone's going to come on the show and win a fucking Penguin themselves. I think that would be quite a good time. And as usual, this show is powered by Galaxis. With seamless built-in monetization tools, Galaxis enables development of sustainable long-term communities, fulfilling Bitcoin's vision of decentralized freedom and independence from centralized control. Same folks who did the Trump NFTs. Check them out. But also Fairside Network. Every day we see people's wallets get drained. Fairside is about to launch the fair alternative to insurance for crypto scams. Check out Fairside Network on X. If you get drained, you won't get wrecked. Speaking of getting drained, be careful, everyone. And there's a lot of euphoria on the timeline with claim sites and everything. So there's a lots of scammers out praying today. So be very careful. But anyways, Mando, missed you yesterday. Let's go to you, baby.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
Yeah, GM everyone. So I guess it is a little bit of a big week for macro. You have the Fed, which is going to be tomorrow, and you have the BOJ, and you have the Bank of England. So you have a few different interest rate decisions by the major central banks. The Fed one will probably be the biggest. It is largely expected that they will cut rates. That's been well telegraphed. It will really just be about guidance going into next year. If they say anything about Trump and his tariffs, if it gets political around that. Other than that, there's just been continued kind of indication from Trump, I think, that we're going to get some sort of a immediate move for a Bitcoin reserve from his part. He said yesterday he may move to do it day one. And that caused Bitcoin to continue to outperform the rest of the space. Bitcoin's headed up to 107.5 right now. The rest of the market is trading okay. I wouldn't say it's trading great, particularly Solana continues to underperform. Pengu obviously took a lot of liquidity right now, but I would say the majority of the bags that I track are lower today, particularly some of the major meme coins on Sol, as well as a lot of different altcoins. So this feels very much like a Bitcoin-led market. XRP has been one of the main rallies over the last 24 hours. It's up about another 10% to 2.7 area. They've got a stable coin coming today. That's been much talked about. That the idea that can maybe unlock DeFi on XRP. There's a lot of expectation going into that. I don't know if it's going to disappoint or not, but yeah, that caused that caused a rally in that. And you had a rally in some of the other kind of dino alts as well on the back of that too. But still a mixed bag. I would say Bitcoin going up to 107K, 108K. I would be way off with some of the predictions I thought for some of the other coins. Yeah, this has been slightly surprising to me, I would say. But yeah, Bitcoin leading. ETH has continued to be relatively strong, I would say, as well, alongside Bitcoin. Like, it feels as though ETH has taken over from Bitcoin, from Solana, as like maybe one of the other places where people choose to have their like beta exposure. ETH had a 3-year high yesterday, which was relatively strong. And ETH-based coins have also been slightly outperforming, particularly in like the meme coin space. Pengu is obviously the big airdrop. The most recent airdrop hype continues to hit an all-time high. That one's been very, very strong. So people, I think, are hoping for a hype-like move with Pengu this time. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. Yeah, the Trump stuff just keeps on coming, right? It's not like he's been saying it for months, right? It's not like he came at the Bitcoin conference. When was the Bitcoin conference? April, something like that, and talked about a Bitcoin strategic reserve, and then the guy won, and people still thought they were going lower. But anyways, that's a conversation for another day. You're right, though. This is a Bitcoin hype and fart coin led market. It's like almost like fart coin has become Bitcoin beta here. I mean, Tyler, you must be euphoric. I don't know, dude. The more Bitcoin goes up, the more this fart coin keeps grinding.
What else do you need to see from fart coin to show you that this is the coin? This is a good coin.
It's great.
Green on a day when everything else is struggling, right? I think we are in the vertical phase. I think it's going straight up.
I love that. What do you think, Mando? Like, what do you think here? Because of course I've been seeing a lot of like big posts about like Solana weakness here. Like obviously Sol BTC, Sol ETH look like pretty bad. And then you have
my bags have been pretty wrecked for the last 2 weeks, if I'm honest. Like Chill Guy, Mudang, Goat, all been bad. I own quite a bit of Fartcoin, but that's been the only real gainer I've had out of my bags. Obviously I have JLP, which has done very, very well. But yeah, all my beta bets have done terribly. Like it's not been a good period for me in terms of trades. I don't know if that changes. I was speaking to OSF a little bit today. Like, what has happened? Like, why is Solana just trading like absolute garbage and all the coins around it trading? And I don't really know. Like we mentioned potentially it's the fact that Phantom has gone multi-chain, which meant there's like less focus, I think, on just Sol. I don't think it's Pump Fund. Pump Fund's been there the whole time. You could say some of the unlocks for Sol, but like Sol has underperformed so much now versus coins with much bigger unlocks that it would be surprising for me if it's that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, why? Maybe the AI stuff, but AI seems to be in its own sector. And I would even say like the main runners on ETH, Virtuals is at 3 billion. Whereas Solana's felt more PvP on the way up, right? Fartcoin's doing higher, but like Zero Bro, Goat, a number of the others aren't doing that well, while Fartcoin's doing well. So like, what do you think has changed?
Hype.
I was going to say that. Probably hype. I mean, the flows speak for themselves, right? I think that's the main one. And this time it's not like, oh, BSC money moved to Solana money moved to BSC, Solana's dead. Solana money moved to Tron, like Solana's dead. This time hype is an actual like there's actual like stickiness to that, right? Like the whole Trump and BSC pump was bullshit, right? But I think like this time around, like this hype thing is doing really well. You have people buying auctions, like tickers, like God was $1 million. The other day, what happened? You had they front ran this Alcat coin. Who was it? It was the Mon guys, the Pixel Mon dudes. Front ran that was like a $500,000 listing. Like I don't think you can ignore that. And the fact that it's like it feels like the most PvE thing ever, right? Like every single ticker over there is higher. And then you have every single Chad in crypto, like the guys with real money, not the people that post fake screenshots of their phantom wallets, are all in hype and not selling it. Like I don't know big hype whales selling anything else. Like you have all the big dogs like what Stowe, Flood. I mean, Flood is out there saying like we're gonna flip BNB, Smart Money, like all these guys, all the people with actual cash in this industry are behind it. And I'm starting to really love the meme of like, which probably gonna not be a meme very soon, like of flipping BNB. Like the on-chain Binance is gonna flip fucking off-chain. Like I don't know. I'm really liking this narrative. What do you guys think?
I think that's a good narrative. I think we're playing out. So like Hyperliquid was the first spot to list Pingu perps today.
Yep.
I think it was even live before Binance was. And as long as the token is going straight up and the tokens on Hype are going straight up, I think it's going to continue, right? I think the first two tests is where we get some red days in a row, and we'll see some of that early conviction tested a little bit. But it's a party over on Hype right now. And like if you're looking for a trade, like Sol is up, how much this year? And then now we've got a shiny new object. That all being said, I still think Solana is fine. And I think the ecosystem has so much going on. It's going to be a little volatile through the unlocks. And then I think we start to grind back up.
Yeah, I mean, look, Pengu dropped on Solana, right? I think there's a reason for that. So it's not like it's gone. The whole AI narrative, though, base has virtuals in some of them. I think AIXBT is cooking, right? I think, what is it, Memes AI? A few of the other AI plays. Obviously, Fartcoin is like the main narrative right now, and it's the leader on that. And just today, just hit another all-time high just now, right? Nearing $900 million. And the higher it goes, just the higher it goes, the better it gets, right? Like the higher this Fartcoin shit keeps going.
I think that's what I'm trying to say though, is like you have your like winner, and then everything has to get wrecked for that winner to have to happen. And that's very different to what it was a few months ago, I think. I think it's even longer than that though. This has been going on for like the last 4 weeks, right? Like this is this feels like it's a slightly longer trend than just since Hype got big, but maybe it is.
Is it AI? I mean, so the AI sector is 10 billion now, and it was 2 billion a month ago, 2 months ago. So maybe it's a little bit of that. And
maybe it's a bit of that.
There hasn't been enough inflows to really balance it all out yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what it is. So anyways, we'll see. I personally, like I made a joke yesterday, but like we're back at the stage of the cycle where like everybody says that Solana's dead. So it's always like that, right? Like there's always a time where like people call it dead and shit just comes back, and then everybody just says, oh no, never mind, it's not dead, it's the main thing of the cycle. So it's just, I think, Mando, bro, it's just one of those situations where it's like, it is what it is. I think Luca picked Solana for a reason. He made it very clear when he showed the Pengu thesis, and he laid it out for people. And so, it's just normal stage of cycle, it feels. Also, we talked about Hype, but kind of doesn't help that XRP is just up only either, right? And you were talking about the Dino coins not long ago, Mando, taken away from the meme coin. So that was your thesis, right?
That happened. That was the first stage of this. Then some of those have continued to go, like XRP still going, but most of them have kind of petered out. I don't know. Like it's been a big shift though. It's been a very big shift. Like the bags that I thought would outperform, when we spoke a month ago about what we should own if Bitcoin goes to 100K, like most of them have done really badly. And coins, which I don't think we would have predicted, have done well.
Yeah, it's definitely not great in the Solana trenches. But anyways, quickly, Tyler, let's go to you, and then 10 more minutes until Luca comes on and see what he's got for us.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Politics on FOMO hour cause the kids can't.
All right, one of our top stories, FTX announced its reorg will come on January 3rd, 2025, and those initial repayments will start within 60 days of that date. So the FTX stimmies are coming. Avalanche's AVAX 9000 officially went live yesterday. That's a major upgrade. Ripple announced the launch of its Ripple USD, RLUSD stablecoin. That's going live today. Ethena announced its USDtb stablecoin, backed largely by BlackRock's BITL token. Anchorage Digital secured a BIT license from the NYDFS, one of the first institutions to be able to do that, allowing them to offer crypto trading services to institutions here this next year. In token airdrop and protocol news, Pingu went live this morning, 8 a.m. Eastern. It looks like it's trading right around a $3.7 billion FDV, folks, which notably exactly where it ended up on the pre-markets. So the pre-markets were right this time. In other token news, Nifty Island's Island token, that goes live here. Actually, that just went live at 10 a.m. Eastern. So 2 airdrops today. I'm surprised they didn't move that one, but a little bit overshadowed here. But the Island token is live. The meme M3, the Meteora token, they teased an airdrop for Vector users. So if you're on Vector, make sure you look into that. Blast back. They're back. They teased a mobile app launch coming soon, along with a tokenomics update and some other major announcements. So Blast is back on our timeline. Monad announced the creation of the Monad Foundation as it prepares for its decentralization journey, i.e. token. And then Binance announced Binance Alpha, a new platform within their wallet, spotlighting early crypto projects with growth potential. In AI and crypto, just a couple of headlines here. Overall market cap holding steady at 10.6 billion. Virtuals briefly hit 3.2 billion yesterday. It's down back to 2.7 this morning. AI16Z up closer to 900 million after they announced that them and Eliza Labs have a partnership with Stanford, focusing on agent trust mechanisms, multi-agent economic systems, and decentralized agent governance. Quite a mouthful, but a big partnership there. Tank, Opium, Kiki, and Degen AI were some of the top movers on the day. And then memes and NFTs. Meme makers look to be green here this morning, up about 2 to 5%. The UK issued a warning against Solana's Retardio meme coin, saying it's not authorized. In NFTs, $85 million in volume on the day. It's the highest we've seen in 9 months. So we continue to print new highs in NFT trading volume. ETH NFT leaders were mixed. Punks were back close to 40. Pudgy's, of course, certainly volatile. It looks like I'm seeing them right around 18 right now after the airdrop. Not a huge surprise. Then in some negative news, CyberKongs received a Wells notice from the SEC regarding their blockchain game having a token, cause for some potential concern for broader Web3 gaming projects. So we'll see where that one goes.
All right. Well, that's a lot. I'm just seeing reports of perhaps the Nifty Island Twitter being hacked. Just want to flag that. I just had a bunch of people just ping me right now. Apparently, I posted that in the Sappy Seals Discord too. So apparently there's a hack going on. So I'd be very, again, be careful today. Okay. Please, don't sign shit from your vaults, from your accounts with all your coins in and shit like that, because today's going to be scam central. Right. And I mean, it's a great day for them. So be very, very, very careful here. On top of the Retardio thing that you said, they also banned the X account today. I don't know. That kind of makes me want to buy some all this stuff. The UK. I mean, what's going on, Mando? What's the UK doing?
Coming up against Retardio. Yeah, I don't know.
Hilarious.
I like that. I like that.
Kind of weird. I thought, why they've singled out Retardio.
So the UK's financial regulator has issued a warning against Retardio. The firm may be providing or promoting financial services or products without our permission. The UK has so many more problems to deal with. And they decide through this. You can't even walk through the UK without looking behind your back. But somehow buying Retardio is the danger here. But anyways, that's Retardio as they say. The other big news, Tyler, you covered. FTX airdrop season, baby.
Yeah, that one is big. So we got the update. So let's see. First distributions expected again within 60 days of January 3rd. That is the date that their reorganization plan takes effect. Kraken and BitGo will help facilitate the recovery process. So if you are an impacted user, there are a few things you need to do. You need to complete a KYC verification, submit some tax forms, and onboard to either Kraken or BitGo. It looks like the initial payments are going to be those with $50,000 or less, though that does represent about 90% of claims, and the distributions for larger claims will follow. as a reminder, these claims are at prices from November 2022. So not current prices, but it's still $16.5 billion. And it looks like claimants are expected to recover up to about 118% of their claim values. So, I mean, it's as good of an outcome, I think, as you could hope for, given how bad the situation is. And I think the question will soon become, where does the FTX money flow? Right? Is it going back into the casino, or is it out? Is it out forever?
Obviously, Pengu. You know, aren't they giving a Pengu airdrop to FTT holders?
Oh, that is a part of it, right?
Yeah, that is a part of the thing. Look, I don't know where it flows back, you know, but obviously it's gonna go back to my bags, right? What do you think, man? What does the FTX money flow back?
I don't know now. Before, if you said it was coming in Q4, I would have said it would have gone to like a bunch of the L1s rather than Sol. Now I don't know. Now, like, Sol, I think, could see a decent portion of that now.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if the hype trenches keep heating up, it may go there. You just don't. People
Maybe,
just
yeah. People
right?
just go where the money goes. Yeah.
People go where the money goes. I mean, yesterday I was contemplating like selling a big bag of my Sol stuff just to move there, because why not? Like, if this shit's gonna keep going, it's just gonna keep going. Like, I think you just follow the money, right? And so
That's basically what I've been debating a little bit. Like, I feel like Goat is slightly different and Foxconn is slightly different than the AI stuff, but I have a lot of generic Solana shitters, and I'm like, what is going on here? Every day they're just down like 10% at the moment. And I don't know if that's going to turn around or not. Like, it's been kind of weird. Like, good news even for them gets massively sold. It's a dangerous bit of the market there, because Bitcoin's at 108K, right? So I've had a lot of these things, and although I've made money over the last month and a half, I've just been debating like, what is the thing to do? What do you think? What are you guys doing? What are you doing, Tyler?
I don't have any Solana meme coin exposure that's not also in the AI sector.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm focused. I guess Pingu is now an exception. But I exactly what you said. I kind of saw that happening, and it just felt like there's more potential upside elsewhere. And some of the hype and steam is kind of worn off a little bit.
Massively, right? Massively. I don't really know. I honestly don't know. Like, although I've had large good calls in the AI stuff, all the generic stuff, like we said that like our top picks for going to $1 billion were Frog, Mudeng, I guess Goat, and what were the other ones we had? Did we have
all the big ones got pretty much decimated, right?
They've been decimated, dude.
Yeah, everything's down.
Look at the chill guy chart.
No, I saw it before this morning. Before the show.
This morning.
I said this a little bit.
60 million right now.
This new trend is you can catch the run to 300 to 500 million, and I think that's where you just have to sell, because the odds of you getting another 2 to 4x on just like the hot,
there's just nothing there.
It's not enough, and you're just going to slow bleed out is the more likely scenario.
Yeah, there's just nothing there. And so we'll see. What do you guys think? So let's talk about Pengu, right? Like, obviously this is the big one. I'm curious to see your thoughts. So if you're in the audience, there's about 1,000 people live on Spaces. Let me just ping Luca the link again. So he should be coming in soon. But there's, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Consensus, I guess, in a way, was the open's going to be 1 to 2 bill. Open was like, I think 14 trillion actually. So fill the wick. Someone bought 10,000 Pengu at $14 trillion.
Oh.
Worth $5 now. But that's quite the wick to fill here. But we're now sitting at $3.29 billion. It appears that a lot of people can't claim. So I understand, like, a lot of people are frustrated for that. And it appears that also some people could claim only got about 5% of their allo. So naturally, I think like we may be in for a little bit of more of a dip before we go higher. But what do you guys think the dust settles here? We're 326, 36-cent token here. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I can give my thoughts.
Yeah, you
go ahead, man. Okay. Yeah, there were some claim issues early, which I think you kind of have to throw out the first hour of price action. I think some people got frustrated, And the objective reality is there's a lot of mercenary capital in here. There's a lot of folks who just bought in the last 2 weeks. There's a lot of folks who just had the Discord roles and whatnot who are racing to sell today. So I think there's going to be a lot of sell pressure. And then if you're a buyer, you were just kind of watching the claim percentages. It's like, why are you want to buy right now when you know this mercenary capital is still out there to try to dump on you? So I think folks are going to try to find a bottom. I don't know exactly where that is, but my mental model for this token is I actually think it's going to play out a lot like Rect. So I think we'll find a bottom here in the next day or two, and then we'll start to slow grind up. There's a couple wild cards. Hey, first, this team is incredibly sharp. So like they're not just going to drop this token and have no other surprises, right? We've got abstract mainnet coming in January. I'd be shocked if there's not some type of Pingu tie-in to that. And I don't know. We don't have any announcements yet. We don't have any other new news about this token. I think that's all in front of us. And it's going to be volatile today. The NFTs dumped just like we thought they would for the most part, right? They're back to 18. Anyone who bought is still most likely up. Like even if you bought the top, I think you're still up, or you're dang close. I think it was a great airdrop. It played out exactly how the pre-markets had it.
Huge cook.
So we have to start taking those pre-markets seriously if there's significant volume. Like when you see 7 figures, I think you have to at least take that as an input.
100%. 100%. Anyway, speaking of the devil, speaking of the penguin, Luca's joining us on Spaces. Luca, if you want to join on StreamYard, we also got the I sent you a text with the video link. But can you hear me? Hold on. Let me see. Let me text Luca. Hold on. There's a lot going on right now. Holy shit. This is insane, dude. I love this though. Don't you guys love the chaos? It's
much better than what it was.
Someone I know bought a Pudgy penguin off the floor and still had full allocation. Oh my God. Yeah, dude, this wasn't like a snapshot. Don't sell it. Like, you gotta claim your shit first. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are getting, are not paying attention here and getting right. Let's try again. Luca, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Let's fucking go, baby. What's up, Luca? How you doing?
Man, I'm in the war room going to war right now.
How's it going back there right now? Like, how are you guys feeling?
Man, we're feeling good, but obviously I think from we're having some issues with the claim. I think we've got like 7 million hits in the last 2.5 hours. And so just dealing with that. So I think that's where a majority of the war room efforts is going, but excited to kind of get this journey going.
I mean, how do you and team feel today? Like, I know it's a lot. I know there's a lot of claim stuff that you guys are looking to fix. But besides that, like, how do you feel about the launch of all this? I'll be stoked once the claim is working perfectly, right? I think up until then, still have a job and still have a mission to kind of execute on, but until then, I'll feel good. So so far so good, but need to fix that. How are we looking on that, Luca? Is there anything you can give us here for the people that are waiting to claim? Because I'm assuming a lot of them are in the audience.
Yeah, it's just the APIs are being called like crazy, and just so many people. So the claim eligibility, if you I think one of our thoughts was really distribution and getting as many people into the ecosystem as possible. I think last time I checked, there was like 160,000 on-chain holders. So like the intent is to bring everyone into the huddle, right? I think right now it's just a matter of being able to load manage that. And we maxed out AWS, maxed out Cloudflare, basically like everything that you can possibly max out, we did, and it still isn't enough. So it kind of expected, but obviously just need to get it up and running ASAP.
All right. Love to hear that. And I mean, that's going to get fixed. Everybody chill. It's going to happen. It looks like it's something that's pretty much out of your control here, Luca. But what's next now? Like, what now? Pengu dropped. Thank you for the stimmy, by the way. Appreciate that. That was a nice one. I'm not gonna lie. So that's dropped. Job's not finished. So what's the next job? What's coming next?
We're turning this bad boy into a cultural phenomenon. I think the beauty of this is I think you guys are going to be able to see a pocket that we've never we've shown instances of it, obviously through the distribution of the Penguin, but I think this opens up a whole new window and a whole new door for us to do what I think we're best at, right? Like I've been saying this for a while. I think we're the best marketing group in crypto. And I think you guys will see this here shortly.
I kind of on that note, going maybe a little bit further, I feel like there's this consensus opinion just for NFTs broadly, that once you drop a token, that's it for the NFT. Like that's the final step. There's not really anything left after that. So why would anyone hold it? I'm curious, like, how would you respond to that?
I think that's still maybe like a PTSD consensus trade. I think if you look at the data just doesn't reflect that anymore. So there's moments, and obviously people, buying, selling the news type of thing. But if you kind of look at the pairing between the meme coin, or the coin and the NFT, I think it's the deadliest pairing for this category out there, right? Because I simply don't think that you're going to be able to beat, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 people proliferating this stuff through their profile picture, paired with, I think, the deep liquidity of a token. I think it's just a recipe for success. And ultimately, it's where I know all NFT PFP projects are going. And I think ultimately the ones that will succeed are going to be the ones that can turn this stuff into a cultural phenomenon, can turn this into something that everybody is talking about, that everybody is enjoying and participating in some shape, way, or form. And so I think the thesis here was really simple for us. I explained this maybe weeks ago prior to launch, which was, we have toys in millions of homes. We have over 50 billion impressions and views on social. How do we scale that up and 10x those numbers? I think it comes down to who is aligned, with the mission of turning this into something special. And I think it kind of starts and stops with distribution, right? And so a huge reason for the claim size in terms of how many eligible wallets is really for that reason, which was everyone saw what we were able to do with 10,000 holders. What are we going to be able to do with 1 million holders or 2 million holders? And I think this is where things get super exciting. And ultimately, like, the market's going to do what it's going to do in the short term. But I think mid to long term, the future for this company and where I think this Penguin is going has never been clearer. So obviously, we're in the war room, got to make sure that people are taken care of. Ultimately, like, we have a really high bar for excellence. No type of, error is acceptable, but it is what it is. Some things you just can't physically control. But yeah, I think that's kind of how we're looking at it. And so, I'm excited to get over this little, next couple of days and really put ourselves in a position to do something that I think crypto's never seen before. And I think we're the group to do it. I think we're the community to do it. I think if you look at the ingredients that this thing has, all things considered, it's a different beast than I think anything that anyone has ever seen. And obviously we have to show that, and we have to prove, what the potential of that beast actually looks like. So it's going to take some hard work. It's going to take, galvanizing with the community. Still, members of the community have yet to claim. So I've got to take care of them first and foremost. Like, that's number one objective right now. And over the next couple of days is making sure, in Farouk's case, half of the people, got it, half of the people, still haven't, if you just want to split it down the middle. So we have to get there, but, almost 200,000 on-chain holders in 2.5 hours, I think is a testament to, where the plan is working, with the exception of, the error on the claim. So ultimately, I think people will realize that the NFT pairing and the coin pairing, positioned appropriately, is going to open up a meta that I think is going to be extremely exciting. So we have to prove it, though, because I think my vision of where I think this can go might not be as clear to most, and it's my job to make it clear.
And I want to get in. I want to drill into that a little bit, but can I just ask, like, was this always the master plan to drop the Pingu token, or is this something that's kind of evolved over time?
I don't think it was the master plan, right? Because, coming into this, I kind of told the community that, this is something that wouldn't happen. And I was kind of stuck in, again, the 2021, 2022, bear market PTSD, which is like, this is the beginning of the end. But I think over the last 12 months, you've seen that this is actually the beginning of the beginning, right? And so there's really a multi-pronged, funnel here, if you kind of want to break it down from a funnel perspective, which is like, okay, millions of toys, millions of products all over the world in hands of people that enjoy and love them, social content, impressions, views, community, all of the things that we do, at the top of the funnel. At the bottom of the funnel, I think you have the NFT, the first edition, the status symbol within that community, right? The highest, grailed item that, reflects that status with the people that understand the Penguin story and the Penguin lore, right? Which we can get into in a sec. And then in the middle, I tried to do it through like the toys and the digital wearables, but the problem is it comes down to alignment, true alignment, right? And no matter how many ways you game it with like open editions and things like that, it doesn't feel like alignment, right? This is the tool to align. So it goes, people seeing it on social, people seeing it out in the street, people seeing it in homes, then, believing in the message and the story that is the Penguin and, everything that comes with it, and, throwing $10 or $100 into some token. And then as they start to grow some sort of love and affinity for the brand, as they feel that alignment and all the things that come with that, they begin to participate even more. And then they're like, well, now this community is my family. Now these are my friends. These are the people that I'm interacting and I'm spending so much time every day, participating in this ecosystem, the ultimate status symbol, the ultimate form of tribalism, that I can signal, throughout the digital universe is this profile picture, right? And so that's kind of how I think the fun, like there's probably things, in the middle there, but I think in layman's terms, that's how I look at it. And that's ultimately, PFP NFTs, they are in the community and status symbol business. Now, the issue is I think a lot of people are predicated on like macro conditions from like a crypto market perspective, or maybe, regular traditional finance for that status and that Veblen good to yield value. But I actually think that if you have, 1 million people in a community, 10 million people in a community, like what's a Veblen good or a status symbol for people who don't know that it yields status, right? And by getting people, alignment is interesting because they just go down the rabbit hole so much further and they're so much more passionate that they begin to understand the story and the profile pictures and all of these things. So if you actually understand how they marry and you think about it critically for 5 minutes, the logical conclusion that you come to is that they marry extremely well. And I think we're just kind of programmed to believe that, again, off of the small case study we've had, a couple years ago, that is not the case. But if you look at the data and run the data of the last 12 months, I think you see a different picture, a picture where, one uplifts the other, minus any short-term, whatever that looks like. Over the course of the mid to long term, they uplift each other in a really beautiful way. And the data supports that. So I think it's just about like being open-minded and understanding that, data is law to a certain degree. And I think you're either going to do something like this, right? I told the team this. I was like, you're either going to do something like this, create excitement, create more alignment, create a bigger base. And if you don't do this, right, from a PFP NFT perspective, I think you ultimately fade into irrelevancy because the churn, right? If you think about the churn from an NFT holder base, like there's just so many fine details that are in the in-between and in the minutia that like the churn on the NFT side, it's too, there's not much that you can do there, outside of, hoping for some sort of macro thing to change. I think really from a PFP NFT perspective, especially in a market like today, like your job is to create excitement, right? Your job is to grow the group, right? And ultimately, create moments that deepen that love and affinity for the brand. And ultimately, I just think it's really, we've seen this now, and I don't know if it's really been pointed out, it really just comes down to alignment, right? like how aligned are you and how motivated are you to push the boundaries, right? If you actually look at the Pudgy story, all things considered, I believe, and you may disagree, but I believe what we've done over the last 2 years is incredibly impressive, all things considered, especially if you look at like our financial resources and things like that, right? How we were able to accomplish that was because of the alignment and the belief of that core community and that core holder base, right? We were able to move mountains in places that we weren't supposed to move mountains in, right? And that was because the nucleus was so strong. So we still have the same nucleus, right? And I would argue that, as time goes on, that nucleus only gets stronger. But it's important that you have a huge base around that nucleus that understands what that nucleus is about. And then outside of that base, you have an even bigger base that is like the toy buyers, it's the Instagram followers, it's the TikTok followers, etc. So if you try to like paint a mental map around it, the pieces kind of fit together. And I think that's just kind of my assessment on things.
Well, certainly it's an objectively impressive job that you and the team have done. And I agree on the holders. And again, the analogy in my head is the digital country club. And it's the big Pudgies, it's the little Pudgies. Like it is all of our jobs to be people that others see and want to network with, want to join our community. So that is a call to action. And I appreciate you saying it. And I'll do my part to share that call out to others as well. Because this is a big way that folks can find the Pudgy community. I want to talk on toys a little bit and dive in, because you've talked about how toys are a big part of the funnel. Toys are included in the Pingu Allo. What is the team's plan? Like, how do those toy holders, how are they going to learn that they can join the huddle? Is it going to be social media? Like, what are your thoughts on actually bringing the millions of toy holders into the huddle?
Yeah, so the messaging is really important here, and that's going to be communicated through Pudgy World, which kind of comes alongside Abstract Mainnet. But this idea that I could redeem, I can't actually speak to the fine details of it because I think it's kind of a surprise. But if you're participating in Pudgy World, right? Let's say I know nothing about crypto and I just buy a toy from Walmart, right? And you go through the flow and you scan it. It should be evidently clear what you can do and how you can do with the things you scan, and how that kind of ties into the Pengu Allo. Obviously, I've been trying my best to communicate it, but that stuff doesn't come until Abstract Mainnet's live, because naturally, the whole Pudgy World and Walmart integration is predicated on that stack, and no reason to change it. Obviously, we've been really passionate about and been building Abstract for the last 6 months, and I think it's going to play a huge role in that synergy. So I think it's going to come down to like interface and how we communicate that. And I think we've done a pretty good job at that up until this point, to the best of our ability, over the last couple of years. But I think, I think that conversion is going to have to be clear in that respect. So, Abstract Mainnet is in January. That's going to be a really exciting time. I think shout out Myriad. A lot of people don't really know what we're building there, right? And I think once you see what we're building there, it's a lot different lens, right? I'm always trying to take a different lens. One that honestly seems obvious to me, right? Like the Pudgy Penguin, playbook, if you want to call it, seemed obvious to me. I think what you're going to see at Abstract is going to seem obvious to a lot of people. And so I'm excited to, kind of show that to the rest of the world here shortly.
Speaking of showing, I got a quick video to show motherfuckers on here. Then I want to talk to you about this exactly, Luca, and how all of this ties in to Abstract, because I think that's something that's really exciting. That was like the main narrative today. It's like, hey, don't, be careful, getting rid of your Penguin assets, because literally that's the next thing up. But Sims, why don't you play this little video for them? Check it out. Myriad.markets. Sign up. Abstract fam, baby. We have a lot of markets open for Pudgy Penguins. You can win 2 little Pudgies right now and a bunch of other things on there for prediction markets based around penguins. It looks like a lot of people had it right so far when it comes to FDV and everything. But Luca, so talk to me. How did this all tie back into Abstract, which is obviously the next big play for you guys?
It's the secret sauce. I know I've seen some threads, and some people are getting it right. I think for us, you know, I can't say with real detail. I really want to surprise and delight here. And to be frank, I really just want to, you know, right now I've got a goal. The goal is to make sure that this Pengu claim is freaking phenomenal, you know, over the course of the next couple of hours, and we get through all of these, you know, ridiculous DDoSes and API things that we're dealing with. And so, you know, there will be clarity on that sooner rather than later. And I think how they marry is super fascinating, right? Because I think the difference between, I think, the chain and Pengu is, you know, Pengu, you are assessing it, you know, based on its ability to become a cultural phenomenon, and if you believe that or not, right? And if you believe in the strength of the community and the thesis, right? And I think the chain is really existing for other people to build in the same spirit that we've built at Pudgy, right? And so, you know, almost look at, you know, Pudgy as kind of the vertical North Star to kind of show what I think consumer crypto can look like in its final form. And then look at abstract as like the horizontal layer in which people can kind of build on top of that vertical North Star, if that makes sense. That maybe that's a good visual picture for most. You know, ultimately, over the last couple of weeks, I really came to this conclusion. I think we've got one of the best groups, right? Obviously, you know, not our greatest moment with the claim stuff, but you know, I think this group, both on the abstract and on the Pengu side, I think the Igloo in its totality is a very special group of people. One that I think when it's all said and done will go in the history books of what it is to build in crypto. I think we're going to set a tone here that is exponentially different than most. And obviously we have a ton, so many ways to go, right? Like job is so far from finished. I'm already committed here to sign up for the next 15, 20 years. Like this is the end game for me. And I want us to be, you know, crypto's consumer conglomerate. I want to own consumer. I want to own culture. I want to own, to the best of my ability, you know, what it looks like to build and nurture a community in the space. And I think that's one of the excitements around Pudgy, right? You'd be really hard pressed, and I might be biased, but I think everyone would assume like there's really no, even if you're a pessimist, like there's no three better communities than this. It's so diverse. It's so universal. It goes to every region. People in Asia understand Pengu and Pudgy penguins. People in America understand it. And it's like, how can you bring all that entire melting pot, right, onto, you know, a layer that can kind of be built on top of? And, you know, really in the spirit in which we're building, I've been kind of clear and abstract, but like, hey, if you're building the next great DeFi, you know, protocol, you know, I think there's better places to deploy, right? I'd probably point you to Berachain, or I'd probably point you to Arbitrum, right? Like they're more suited for that type of product. But if you want fun and viral and momentum, right, and consumer adoption, I ultimately think, you know, what we've shown at Pudgy, what we're going to show at Pengu, which I think is going to be the best that anyone's ever seen up until this point. You know, if you want to build in that spirit, you know, I think this will be the home for you. So I think in the simplest terms, without giving details, I'd probably say like at the highest level, that's how they marry. But you know, there's definitely some fine minutia in between the fine print that I think will give more clarity as January starts to set in.
Well, I'm not sure what else holders or potential holders would want to hear other than that, you know, that you've got a 15 to 20 year plan to make this just a total crypto consumer conglomerate. It's a plan that I'm bought in on. I can't wait to see the team execute. Met the team again, just coming away from Art Basel. My takeaway is this team has got it on lock, and this is a team I want to bet on. And I already had, and I wanted to bet deeper, and I did that. I guess I know you're busy, Luca. You got to run. I guess any just last words for the community, or maybe those who have, you know, stuck it out with you here for a few years on this big day. Any final notes?
All I can say is if you think this is all I've got, you got another thing coming. I think the best of us is yet to come, right? And for us, timing was so important here because I wanted to be at the beginning of a really special moment in time. I think when you look at crypto and the industry as a whole, from, you know, the legal, you know, the new cabinet that's coming in, and then just the tone around crypto, I think this is the moment you make history, right? And I think this is the moment you set your mark in the history books. And I know what role we're going to play for the industry. And I know that nobody can do that role better than us. Right. And so, there's a ton of talented builders in crypto, all, serving their purpose to help push the industry forward. I know what our purpose is. And I think it's going to be a really exciting time for everybody in the Pudgy ecosystem.
There you go. I fucking love it. Love to see that. Tyler, you get what you need out of Luca today?
I'm ready to run through a brick wall. Right.
Of course you are, dude. Of course you are. Luca, congratulations, man. That's big day. Can't wait for everybody to be able to claim their Pengu and be part of what's next. And excited for Abstract. I'm hearing things. I'm hearing it's going to be a big one.
I appreciate you, boss. I'm going to get back in the war room and make sure all this stuff is settled.
Hell yeah, brother.
15 people in here going. So I'll get back to it. Thank you for the time, Farouk.
All right, man. Thank you for coming.
Later.
Your thing. All right. Well, hang tight. I know there's 2,000 people on here because we are about to give away. We're about to give away some money here. So if you go to rafflebot.xyz, I think we posted it. Yeah, it's pinned at the top here. Rafflebot.xyz. We're doing one of the loot box spins. Shout out to our partners over here at Rollbit. And we're going to rip a $5,000 spins live on air right now on video. So go to rafflebot.xyz, sign up. The code is Pengu, Pengu. I'm going to chit chat with the boys here for 2 minutes to give you guys time to sign up. It's really quick. So rafflebot.xyz, be careful of scams. It's literally pinned at the top of the Twitter spaces right now. It's right there. Sign up and use code Pengu, 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 to sign up. And you may have a chance to win a penguin. Let me tell you guys, I loaded up that loot box with just penguins and then red guys to offset it. So it's literally like just penguins and red guys. That's all there is in there. But Mendo, what are your thoughts here? I mean, you got to hear from Luca himself directly. How do you feel after hearing him on the show?
Yeah, he speaks very well. I agree that there's a bit of PTSD after Ape. Like, people are wary about what to ask about. I do think that that in some ways the Pudgy Penguin brand, like you said, is in some ways like just as strong as Ape was back then. Like, I think Ape was a little bit divisive back then, and the Bored Ape community was, whereas Pudgy doesn't really have that like divisive bit to it. Like, you don't find people who hate Pudgies, right? And even back then, people hated apes. Like, they hated them, which helps when you're going to bring on, like, have an inclusive token, like he says, to like bring everything together. At the same time, like we just spoke about at the start of the show, like Solana has not been the easiest place right now. Like, for a token to go to 20, like if it was to do like a 2 or 3x from here, it's not that I don't think it can. I just think that would be very, very against the grain of what's been going on. But it does feel like they're in a very good spot there. Yeah,
I think so too. It's just I think it's just a bummer here that people are having troubles, but it is what it is. I think we were expecting it, right? I think it's something that was expected.
I mean, we know this. Every single mint day is always a fucking disaster.
It's always like that, right? Isn't it the worst day always, right? As a founder, is the actual mint day. Fuck, did you guys break Rafflebot? Oh my God. Fuck me, dude. They broke the fucking bot. Sims, can we still run it? Can we still run it? Oh, you're muted.
I'm asking Ty, but it's got a timeout because of how many people just hit it.
Yeah, I think we
really
broke.
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hilarious. I mean, in the meantime, make sure you sign up for Myriad.markets. Shout out to Lucas. So we announced that last week at Art Basel together that we're going to be building Myriad markets on Abstract. I'm excited, man. Like, honestly, like, as someone who's like, with Locks, Marcio, and everything, like, as people have like had to like make a pick and look at a lot of L2s, a lot of different L1s, obviously like been approached by a bunch of them. We decided to go with these guys because honestly, like, obviously, like, Luca is really good storyteller. He's good at speaking, right? Like, every team you hear him speak, like, fuck, like, I can't be more bullish, but also like genuinely the team around it, right? Like, I saw Mungo at some point was trying to come up, Shiv, and they have like a bunch of really like Saigar, like their tech team also is like actually proper. Like, it's really, really, really good quality team. And I know that because that's what the teams reported back to me. I always said they care of nothing on the tech side behind the scenes, but they're just good and they just care. And they've done us well. So if you go sign up, so while the raffle but's broken, dude, y'all should be signing up to this. And you don't even need a penguin to do so, but sign up. And if you have a penguin or a little penguin, it just so happens that you get even more points. So Myriad.markets, MYRIAD.markets. If you connect your wallet, you can claim 2,000 points per Pudgy Penguin, up to 10,000 points. 200 points per load Pudgy, and then you can do a bunch of different quests and also put your markets. So let's see at some of those markets here. I'm actually curious what you guys think, Mando and Tyler. The latest market that they put up there was, will Pengu market cap reach $7 billion by end of year? Yes or no?
Yes.
What do you guys think? Tyler's yes. Mando, what do you think?
I think it's highly likely that happens here.
I like that. I think so as well. I think like obviously you have like a lot of people frustrated are going to like rush to dump here when they can claim because they're just unhappy with the claim process. And a lot of people also were planning on dumping because at the end of the day, it's life-changing money for a lot of people today. Like a lot of people today, like we minted a few millionaires today, right? So I think it's normal, but I would not be surprised if we see like a pump back up above 7 billion. Will Pudgy Penguin's floor? And I'm curious to see what you guys think in the comments. So keep typing while we fix this raffle button. Let's see who wins up potentially Pudgy Penguin right now. Will Pudgy Penguin's floor stay higher than Bitcoin by January 10th?
That one's tough.
Because we're lower now, right? Like, what's the Pudgy floor?
I don't think that's going to happen.
What's Bitcoin 30? Is Bitcoin 30 ETH?
Yeah, you're right. Bitcoin's 106 right now.
Oh, it's less than that. What's like 27 or something?
It's about 27 ETH, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think so on that one.
That's tougher.
Because you have Abstract coming, though. He has another catalyst, literally.
Abstract is big catalyst.
I think Bitcoin's probably higher, right?
I think they'll go over 27. January 10th is a tight window. That's like a 3-week window. So
yeah.
Specific window is tough, but yeah, I'll take yes on this.
Yeah, but you have the inauguration pump on the way, right? Like pre-inauguration pump. Like Bitcoin here is not going to be a 106, right? You got to think.
Trump might make Pudgy Penguin comments in his inaugural address.
Trump is gonna make. Yeah, Baron is fucking bidding, dude. Baron is bidding. Okay, so you guys are on the yes side. I don't know. I don't want to say no, but I don't know this one. So far, it looks like people heavily favoring the no, but we'll see. Let's see what other markets are there in there. Where will the Pengu market cap end? I mean, that was a little weak. I think obviously it's gonna be above 1 billion here. And then you have a bunch of will it hit over $1 billion? Yeah, I mean, let's look at the statistics a little bit here. We have 201,000 holders.
Wow.
So that's pretty wild.
350 million in volume.
Fuck, $350 million of volume, and that's just on DEX, right?
It's just one pool, so it's closer to 500 million.
Wow, I wonder how much volume it's doing right now on Nance and stuff, right? Because it's live on Nance, ByBit, and everything.
If you pull up the meme board on CoinMarketCap, you got a new joiner. It's already in there.
Already, jeez.
830 million in volume. It's been live for 3 hours.
Wow, that's very, very high.
Wow. The code word is Pengu, Pengu. Okay, looks like the site is working again. Pengu, Pengu. What do y'all think in the audience? I mean, you know what? Don't tell us what you think. Sign up to Myriad Markets and go predict and get your points. USDC markets will be live on Abstract whenever Abstract mainnets. I don't want to spill too many beans here, but it's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a good one. So definitely excited. Sims, are we fixed here? It looks like people are in. Wow, DJ and Ty, man, that red guy, he's a solid one. He's a solid one, dude. He fixed it real quick.
We can try here. Give me a minute. It's definitely volume of traffic that has hit that just killed it completely. So
you know what though? I want to let everyone know we do this every day. So like if it doesn't work today, it's okay because we spin Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We do $20,000 worth of spins per fucking week since February. We've given away $1.3 million on the show. So if you just show up every day, you can have a chance to win. So you know what, Sims, let's just wrap it up. Let's go with this one if it works out. All right, here we go. Are y'all ready for this? Random. What? Oh, no sound. Oh, and it's a Pudgy. Let's go.
Oh my God.
That one. Fuck yeah. By Shagrath. Congrats. Where's the sound, Sims? Where's the music?
You killed my server.
Oh,
look,
shit.
You killed it.
Oh, no. Well, at least we had the winner.
Well, we got the winner, though. We got the winner by Shagrath. Please come on stage. And even if you can't, you still get the win because at this stage we have to go on with this. But by Shagrath, he's a little Pudgy. Look at that. What are the odds?
Oh, Pudgy is an
What are the odds? Yo, if y'all can sign up now, who cares? Like, we're literally going to do it again tomorrow. and Thursday and Friday. And I'll just keep Pudgies all week in the box, guys. I'll just fucking keep hammering Pudgy penguins in the box until someone wins one. So there's a high chance someone wins a Pudgy this week. What up, Shagrath? He's here. All right, perfect. He's here. There we go. So here's a fucking loot box. All right, $5,000 box. We got like 10 Pudgies and 10 red guys.
Oh man.
Are you guys ready?
Come on.
Let's bless this. Let's bless it. Come on. Keep going. Well, there you go. It's a nice red guy. $700. Congratulations, Shagrath. Welcome to the wrecked community. So you win a nice ass red guy here. And guys, tune in tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. every single day, Monday to Friday. Tyler, Mando, and I every day. So make sure you follow FOMO Hours, sign up to Myriad. And with that, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Shout out to the Pudgy Penguins. Let's go.